that you help us to be of service to mankind and help others wherever and whenever we can, sharing the unity and the love that you share with us, Lord, helping us to make this world a better place. Amen.
Amen. Thank you, Angie. And if you care to, please join in with saying the Lord's Prayer. Our Father, who art in heaven, hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come, thine will be done, on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our trespasses, as we forgive those who trespass against us. And leave us not when in temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, the powers and the glory, for ever and ever. Amen. Thank you. And now, as we are in our third Sunday of Advent, all through the December period, we light our Advent candles. So we have already had the candle for prophecy, for peace. Today we have the candle, very appropriately, for joy, otherwise known as the shepherd's candle. And this is to represent, obviously, the shepherd's news of the coming of Christ. So we hold these observances, and we can apply our spiritualist knowledge and understanding to this. Because when we work, when we are engaged with the other world, apart from the love, it's the joy.
Absolutely.
Isn't it? It's the joy of being able to communicate. It's the joy of being recognised. It's the joy of being welcomed back into the lives. And the joy to be able to talk to us in this way. So it's very appropriate. It's a wonderful energy. It's a wonderful feeling. So take that energy of joy into your heart. Funny enough, I was saying this morning, somebody said, oh, you're happy. And I said, well, we weren't put here to be miserable.
Absolutely.
We just make it miserable, don't we? So let's dispel that. Let's dispel all that. And just bring that joy. Bring that childlike innocence back into our lives. So, thank you. We now come into our healing part of the service. And this is a time when we can all join together and collectively send out our thoughts. Because where thought flows, energy follows. And we can send that healing love to wherever, whoever, or whatever we choose. It is not for us to tell you to direct it to here or there. You just follow your heart, because healing is love and love is healing. The two are inextricable. During this time of meditation, of contemplation, we invite you also, if there is anybody you know at this specific time, or any place or any situation that is in need of that healing balm, simply raise your hand. And when I point to you, just call out the name. That is all that is required. The spirit world is a world full of intelligence and knowing and understanding. And that healing will be directed in accord with the greater plan of all things. So enjoy this time of healing, of peace, and this moment too where we can disconnect from the world. This moment where we can switch off our thoughts to other things, to problems, to issues, to jobs to be done, and just sit in your own power. What a wonderful thing. Divine and gracious Spirit, God of our own understanding, we thank you once more for this time of healing and this constant reminder that we can heal wherever and whenever the opportunity arises. Be it by thought, by word, by deed, that healing power is there to harness and to channel and to send forth in simple, unasking love. Amen. Now I'd like to invite Angie for her reading, followed by her philosophy.
Okay. So, that was really lovely actually, Laura. I really enjoyed listening to you and lighting the candle and everything.
Yeah.
It was really beautiful. And you talk about joy. It's funny, it's clicked in with something that I'm going to be reading out today.
Well, there's the thing, isn't it?
You must
it's
be
almost
psychic.
Like somebody else knows this and puts it together.
You must be psychic. Okay, so at this time in life, you know, this time of the year, it's quite difficult, isn't it? Christmas can be a really difficult time for many different reasons. And there's just this wonderful piece I want to read to you, and again it's by Pamela Constantine. You know, a lot of you know that I do love her work, and I knew the lady and she was amazing. And it's about living in the light. And it goes, another difficult day. This means your true self or soul has been gently prompting you to draw more consistently upon its challenges, qualities, to help you emerge further into a place of more light and peace. That light and peace are always there, beckoning, and everything that confronts us can be seen as an opportunity to really reach more deeply into it. If we could perceive all that appears to impede us as a call greater for the use of our deeper qualities, life would not seem so hostile. We would not be fazed by adverse conditions. We would know what to do, because it is the soul's nature. Think then of how life is constantly providing you with reminders to bring the wise, serene, happy nature of your true self into fuller play. Consider too how wonderful the world could be when you have birthed your true self completely. Some call this being full-born or living in the light. To live the life of your true self or soul is to live completely in the light and to see things as they really are. As a full-born, you become a blessing to all, bestowing your natural radiance impartially wherever you go. How then you will give thanks for the difficult days which called upon your true self to step forth and to live. And I think that's really beautiful. Sometimes we forget all of this because the world can seem hostile. It is a hostile place at times, and there's no denying that. And I think it's just, you know, when I read that, I just think, yeah, God didn't want us in a place where we're going to feel as though it's all hostile and we can't sort it and we can't deal with it. And without any of you realising, you are dealing with so much more than you realise. So just take that on board. So what I want to it's what I do this time of year is I sit with the spirit world and I say, okay, what is it you would love to say to your loved ones down here as it approaches this time? Because I think we all miss our loved ones, don't we, around Christmas time? And I just sit quietly, and then I just put pen to paper, and this is what comes out. So it's from our house to yours. So it's actually from the spirit world. This is what I felt as I wrote this and as I asked them to draw close. To all our wonderful family and friends, we have come together because we all wanted to send you all a Christmas message to tell you that we know how marred your Christmases are since we left you, and we know how many of you down there suffer because of that, especially if we have passed over recently. We know many of you also ask if we can hear you. Well, let us say yes, we can hear you. So release that pain and that worry and know that we will always be with you. But you know, we're doing okay, and like you guys, we have many gatherings with our friends and our family that came before us, as well as those that have joined us since we've been here. We've even managed to make the peace with some of those we clashed with when we were down there, and that feels good. It was such great therapy that we suggest you make the peace whilst you are still down here, instead of waiting until you're with us. This way you give yourself the privilege of inner peace and that you deserve whilst you're still alive, so that you don't carry it with you until you get to the other side. Do you remember when we were around the Christmas table and we spoke of those that had died and were no longer with us, and we raised a glass to honour them? We loved that. We pulled our crackers, wore those silly hats and told corny jokes. And of course we played party games or did a puzzle. We even bickered with each other because there were too many of us in one room and far too long. I think everyone can relate to that when it comes to a family. But those times were great, and that's family, and that's the spirit of Christmas. But you know, we wouldn't change a thing because those festive days were full of love, and that love is eternal. So if you think we're going to miss out on all the Christmas fun, you've got another thing coming, because we're still at the table, and in our own little way, we will embrace you with our love. We will laugh with you, we will cry with you. So don't feel sad by thinking we're not with you anymore, because we definitely are. So enjoy the food, put those silly hats on, tell those corny jokes, and raise a glass to us, because we're with you all the way, and our bonds now are as strong as they've always been. Always remember, we love you. So I hope that kind of helps a little bit. I just think it's so much that we can take on board.
I love the part about make it up now.
Yes,
Yeah.
absolutely.
How many messages do we do? I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
Yep.
No, just stop it. Put us out of work. You
Yeah.
say sorry to people now rather than coming through us later to
Life
say
is
you're
too
sorry.
short. This lifetime is too short. So I hope you enjoyed that, everybody. Okay. Want me to start?
Start with the
Demonstration?
address.
Okay, thank you. I've done it.
Oh, was that it?
Yes, I've done a letter.
That's lovely then. That's an extra special treat.
Thank you. Oh, this is going somewhere today, isn't it?
You can tell we don't rehearse this, can't you?
Yeah, no, that was it. That was instead of the address. I mean, I can add more if you want.
Come on.
Okay.
Come on, expand on that because that's beautiful.
Okay, so yeah, for me, that is really about what we should take on board, what we should carry with us, you know. We have our rows with our families and our friends, and we have friends that are family, and we don't always get on. But, you know, I think philosophy of life should be, have your say, but be at peace with each other. Respect others, respect their views. It might not be the same as yours, and if we all did that, there wouldn't be so many wars in this world. You know, but everything that's going on right now. And if only we could carry that, and I think this is what the spirit world are trying to tell us. This is what God's trying to tell us. Don't carry this stuff. Sort it out when we can, while we can, in a respectful way, says the person that has called feisty. But, you know, in a respectful way. I have learnt that over the years.
Mm-hmm.
I have learnt that over the years, you know, and try to work it out. Don't carry this stuff and ruin your lives, because the spirit world do not want that. They really and truly don't want that. They want you to enjoy your life. And some of them, when they go up there, through the readings that I've done, they come back and said, if only I'd have listened, if only I'd have done this, if only I'd have done that. You know, I'm going to help you now from the spirit world as best I can. But yet, they are really regretful that they didn't do it while they were still here. You know? And sometimes we can say such cruel, harsh words to each other, and then something happens. And then we have to live with that. So really and truly, we can't make the world be at peace, but we can make ourselves that little bit at peace within inside. And we can work with that, because if you do that, that's got a snowball effect. If we all do that, it's got a snowball effect. And it can help, and to support people. You know, so just my thoughts on it. And I think that's where God's coming from with all this. We are all family, and we should never, ever, ever forget that. Never. And we should never carry with us to when we go that guilt and that pain. So I hope you can take that on board. Thank you.
Wonderful.
Thank you.
Yeah, now you sit down.
Now I sit down. Right, okay, I'm sitting.
I think to put that briefly is sometimes saying I'm sorry is the hardest thing in the world. Would you agree?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Do you know what the easiest thing in the world is? Not to say I hate you. Yeah. You see the difference? Maybe you can't find words to say I'm sorry at the moment, but you can find the ability not to hold that grudge, not to hold that argument. I see it time and time again. 25 years ago, they did. And I just think, really?
I know. It's sad, isn't it?
Really? You're carrying it around all this time? You know, what about the joyful things? So, yeah. Very hard to say I'm sorry. We understand that. We're all human. But it is easier to say, well, I can't say I'm sorry, but do you know what? I'm not going to hold on, because it's only holding you on.
We
Not
do need to
holding.
let go.
The other person doesn't notice this. You know, when you sit there going, oh, they did all this and did all that. The other person isn't there. It's only you. that's upsetting. It's only you that's creating that. It's only you that's existing in that. So in the songs of that wonderful movie, let it go,
Yes.
let it go.
Yes. Yeah, now I've got that in my brain.
Yeah.
Thank you.
And that will come through in a message. There we go. So, I don't know what's going on today, but I'm loving it. We're now going to move on to our carol for today. Please join in if you wish to, that would be wonderful. During this time, Sue will be taking the collection for the further work of this your church. Yeah, it was all right. It was good. Come on, oh, we all know this bit.
In excelsis Deo. Christ the Lord.
7 out of 10. Except for Simon. So, it's all very well us spiritualists saying there is no death, isn't it? It's all great and wonderful and cuddly. Sounds wonderful. But we have this unique ability, this unique facet of our philosophy, our religion, our way of life, however you view your spiritualism. And that is in and through the work of our healing mediums, our evidential mediums, our philosophers, our inspired speakers. There is always that grain of evidence. There is always that supporting fact to what is being said. It's not just words being shared. It has meaning, it has purpose, and it has great power. Never forget that. As we've spoken about the art of forgiveness, we've all got people in the other world that we think, good, I'm glad they're there. Let's be really honest about this. You know, who's not said that? Haven't you? Good girl. Oh, good for you. You get up and finish off the service, darling. You're a better person than I am, but thank you. Thank you. But it is this time. This is this unique event again, to be back in the company of those who have gone before. What a joy, what a wonder, what a miracle. To embrace that. So if the wonderful Angie should come to you with her demonstration, with her abilities, please embrace that. Please don't just sit there going, oh yes. Well, no, actually he was 6'4", not 6'5". Just embrace that time. Feel that presence, because that's what the other world want you to do. Not just the words that are being conveyed. It's not just the words in the message. It's their presence they want to bring back through. So open yourself up to that. And the experience you will find will be greater than the greatest thing. Having said that, we need to be part of this process as well. Please don't try and fill in the blanks. Please don't go, oh yeah, that's my mum. She was a tank commander and a spy during the Second World War. That's for Angie to tell you. Just a simple
Yes. No. Maybe.
I know we've got a lot of new people in the church today, so please forgive us. But it is important that your voice gets heard. Because never forget, your message may be somebody else's in the congregation's evidence. All right? Without further ado, no pressure.
No pressure.
No.
Thank you. Thank you. Okay, so I'm going to start straight away because I have this lovely lady now. While I was sitting there, she came forward to me. And this lady, you know, we also, there's a time that our number's up. When our number's up and it's time to go. I feel as though this is what this was with this lady. She lived a good life. But her body was ailing quite quickly, actually, but not her spirit, because that's what she shows me. She got the most cheekiest laugh. She was very open. She was somebody that was very open. You could talk to her. She was very, very gentle energy. And I feel as though this is mum. But I want to say, you know, her health just went down. I feel as though there were problems. I want to say there were problems in the legs, because I know that I'm going to the legs as well. So I feel as though there were issues there. I feel as though, you know, it got to the point where her eating wasn't very good also. So because she just couldn't do any more. Can anyone understand this information? You can understand it. Oh my goodness. Okay. So let me just get some more information for you, okay? I feel with this lady, I feel as though she kept herself going for as long as she possibly could. You'd understand that. She kept her dignity, she kept her pride. You'd understand that. No matter what. Yeah. Right, okay, I know I've got one here, I've got one here. So I'll come back to you, okay? Because I just had them both there. And what's quite funny is because they were both quite strong in their ways. And it's like, you've got me and you've got me. It's like, okay, I'll do as I'm told. So you understand this. I'll come back to you in a moment. Okay, so I'll come to you, Mark, because it feels like you were close to her. You know, although she comes across as really like gentle and cheeky, which she was, my God, she was strong. And she would say it as it was. There'd be no messing with her as well. She wouldn't disrespect people, though. She wouldn't disrespect people, but she would say it as well. And she was quite highly thought of. But it's almost like she wants to know what everyone's doing. You understand that, don't you? If you could just say yes for everybody else to hear, okay? She wants to know what everyone is doing, you know, and what they're getting up to within the family. And she loved that. She absolutely loved that. This lady, you know, I do feel as though her health, it went down very slowly slowly to start with, and then bum, 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 bum.
Yeah.
You understand that as well. Okay, but do you know what? She said, it was my time. She accepted that. It was my time. I know you and her had this close bond. I know even to this day, it's like, it feels as though it was only yesterday that you lost her.
Correct.
You know, and right now in your lifetime, I know that you're thinking of her. I know that there's stuff going on. There's stuff going on around you, and I know that it's almost like, okay, come on, I need your support. I need your support. And she's just letting you know that she's given it to you. I know that you talk to her daily, and I think we all pretty much do that. We say, what do they think? What would they do? And all of this. But I know at the moment that's important for you to know that. Okay. I know she's also, or with her, it's like she had that breathing problem toward like the last few days of her life, and I know also. I want to say before she actually passed, she went into a sleep, if you like, before she went to sleep. And it feels like she was like that for 24 hours, okay? And I know then it's almost like I'm ready to go. But I know before she passed, I know she opened her eyes and she just took one more look at you. You know, you were holding her hand, okay? I know also she takes me to your jumper, my love, because it was one of her favourite colours, you know? And I feel with her, you know, she would put flowers with that colour as well, you know, so it was everything. And I know that she just wants to say thank you, because when you were with her, when she was finally making that transition, you talked to her, even though she wasn't able to, what you thought wasn't able to hear you, she heard every single word. Every word, you know, and I know that you gave her permission. It's like you gave her permission. She'd hung on for as long as she could. It was time to go, and I know that you gave her permission for that. Now she takes me to you because she's saying, because I know that she had that breathing problem, but she's also saying you with breathing as well, okay? And I know that that's kind of like, because she's going, slow it down, and you'd understand that, what she's talking about. I know there's a lot of people, it's almost like you're meeting yourself coming back at the moment, because there's a lot of people that, if you like, relying on you, you know, but you're not looking after yourself in this, okay? And it's almost like you need to step back, not take over, but step back, and you'd understand that, okay? She's letting you know that she's breathing beautifully now, and I know that she's getting in the fresh air, because she loved that. She loved to be out. She loved to be in the open. She loved to be in that fresh air. She loved to meet people. So that was part and parcel of it. You'd understand that. Now, I do, as I said, I feel as though she had legs problems, but she's also taken me to your leg, because I know with your leg there's a problem, and it comes from the hip and it goes all the way down. I know it's even going into the ankle, because it's literally the whole thing. You'd understand that, okay? Because I know, and I also know that you're waking up about. Well, she's quite a precise lady, because she's gone 3:15, early hours of the morning. She's quite precise with that, and I know that you're very aware that there's something or someone around you, and it's her. She's coming in to do what she needs to do for you for the healing, but she's also letting you know you need to do some of this for yourself as well, okay? So, in a gentle way, she's telling you off, okay? I know also, okay, okay. She's showing me, have you tripped recently? Have you gone over on your ankle? Because she's showing me you going over, and it's like, that's hurting more than you're letting on.
Yes.
Okay. So she's doing a bit there, but you really do need to rest up with that, because it has caused some more problems, and you know that, and it's kind of like slowing you down. She thinks of slowing down pretty good, actually, in fairness, but she feels as though, you know, you need to look after your health more, okay? What she doesn't want you to do is what she had, because her legs got to a point where you know, she just couldn't get any further. You'd understand that, and her world became so small, and she doesn't want that for you, okay? I know also with her, she's saying you need to kind of like lessen the worry, okay? The situation that's been going on has been going on 12 months, because she's letting me know it's around about this time last year when it started, so it was in the December, and it's going down, and she's around, the biggest shot was around December the 12th, okay? It was around that time, that week, okay? So I know, bless her heart, she's saying, I've been with you, I'm watching you every step of the way. I'm also very proud of how you're dealing with things, even though you might not think you're coping, you are, okay? You know she loved you, and she still does. She's up there, she's giving hell to those that upset her, and she's used to having a good laugh and chinwag with those that she was very close to, okay? But she's also looking after you. Her job is not done. You'd understand that,
Yes.
okay? I know that she, you know, if she was here at this point, she'd give you the biggest hug, And she's also saying, and do not miss the hospital appointment. So yes, I know. She's also saying, do not miss the hospital appointment. So I know that is very key. Okay, I'm leaving all her love with you. All right, my love. I'm just going to get a drink and I'll be with you. Okay. Okay. So this lady is very similar because she comes through on the same link. But I feel with her, she's a little bit kind of louder in her ways. You'd understand that because it's almost like she's got something to say. Gentle doesn't come into it. It's, you know, she was gentle and she loved her family and things like that, but she would just go out there and say it to a point you'd go, oh, Mum, quick. No. But she said it because she said it as she saw it.
Yeah.
And she was known for that.
Yeah.
But she's also making me laugh because I know with this lady, I know it's like, don't worry about what other people say, but if she's going out the door, she had to look just right. You know, and yeah, it's because of what other people are going to say. So she could be quite contradictory as well. But my God, she was a strong cookie, wasn't she? She was a really, even through her health.
Yeah.
And you know that saying, I did it my way. She really did around her health as well. I know that when she passed, I feel as though there were tablets found that she should have been taken that she wasn't taking. So I know that was all going on as well. I know with her, she did, it was like she just got so tired in the end. It was like her body had given everything that it could. Because this was a kind of lady that she may well say, you know, I don't care and I don't do this and I do that. But there was a very gentle side to her and there was a very caring side to her. And if she could give the shirt off her back to somebody, she would do that, you know. Now, I know you guys are the same. Okay, I know you got, and I feel a lot of emotion around this at the moment because it's almost like you're finding your way without her, if that makes sense to you, you know. But I know that she wants you to know she's very proud, okay, because you've made decisions recently, okay, and I know that the decisions have not been the easiest ones. I know also that. With these decisions, they've not all been what you want to create. They've not all, you know, what you've created that you wanted to make. It's decisions that you've had to make, and you've done the best with it. Okay, so I know, but she's saying she's so proud of where you're going with this, and you know, and actually you're coming through the other side now because she feels that energy and she feels that strength. There's still a way to go. You're getting there. There's still a way to go, but you're doing it. You're getting there, so well done, well done. You've stood up for yourself, you've put your boundaries into place and you're closing doors, and you'd understand what she means by that, okay? And you're still, sorry?
Maybe.
Boundaries into place as in you're not putting up for any rubbish from anyone anymore.
Yeah, actually, yeah.
You'd understand that?
Yeah.
Good, because I knew that's what she was telling
I
me.
can understand that. Yeah.
Okay, but you're putting your boundary and you're closing doors on people that's draining your energies now.
Yeah.
Okay, I also know it's like she's pleased to see that even though that you've had all this stuff going on, you are actually starting to enjoy life more and you're thinking of yourself.
Yeah.
You know, and it seems okay. Where are you going? So the last 2 years has been very up and down. Okay, it's been kind of. It's like, do I, don't I, shall we, shall we not, shall we, and this is how it's been. But I know what she wants you to know is the decisions that you're making, she feels that they're right for you. Okay, because that's quite a tough one for you, you know. Yes. So I know that they're right for you, okay. I feel with her, I do feel that she went into a sleep before she went to sleep, but I don't feel as though she came out so much, she just went. If that makes sense. And I do feel it was the last week of her life because she's given me a week. So I feel as though she went in and then she just went down, and you'd understand that. So I know, bless her heart, I know that for her, that was the best way to go, is just to be in that sleep because she'd had enough. She was exhausted. Her life was so small now. You know, I know that her breathing was an issue, but the rest of the body was as well. It's like the body was closing down.
Yeah.
Her body was completely closing down. She kept this going for as long as she could, though, and she could come up with a sharp answer very quickly. But she loved all that. That kept her bouncy, if you like. I don't think she had an easy life as she you know, in her life, but I do know, bless her, that she gave everything that she could, and I don't feel as though there's any regrets there.
Good.
You know, I know she loves her family. I know that she loves her family. Is there a link to London? Because she's saying London to me. Would you understand London?
You potentially, yeah, probably. Yeah.
You understand that? Oh, good, because she just keeps going London, so she's obviously very aware of what's happening there. Okay, because I feel as though that's going to become more solid, if that makes sense. Okay, so I know, bless her, she's watching everything that you're doing. All right, she's watching everything that you're doing, and she's very, very proud. Because she feels as though you've made decisions for her that's been good, you know, and she's happy with, you know, and she sees how you work with each other as opposed to working against each other, and she's really, really pleased with that, you know. So and I know with you, my love, also I want to say to you, well done, because you stand in the background a little bit, and it's like, no, she's very aware that you're stronger than you give yourself credit for. You need to remember that at this point, okay? There is a lot of changing in direction going on for you. You'd understand that, okay? And you've made those decisions, you're moving forward, and you're going to do it. Okay, I know, bless her, she's going to make sure she's got your back. She's got your back. But this love of this lady. Now, do you know what? It's with her. I feel I want to roll my sleeves up and I want to get stuck in, you know. And I want to make sure that, you know, I don't miss anything. I don't miss anything, you know. And she did like have a little chat. You know, it's like, okay, what are they doing? What are they doing? You know, and it was, but everyone loved her. Yeah. Everyone loved her. Yeah. You know, she had a great heart, and she still has. She still has, you know, she's not on her own up there. She's got a lot of family around, so she's got a lot of friends as well. Yeah, good. She's got a lot of friends with her as well. So she's doing fine, but I know that she's sending all her love to you. Yeah, okay? Oh, right. Let me just say, my throat really gets dry when spirit are with me. That's the only problem. Not that I'm done, no, it's not a problem. It's lovely. Okay, so I have a gentleman. As he comes in now, I want to have a laugh. I want to have a joke. I feel as though he passed quite quickly. Here 1 minute, gone the next. I don't believe he was very old. I don't believe he was an elderly gentleman. This is a gentleman that could be in his 30s, maybe going up into his 40s. I feel it was quite quick. I do feel it was an illness, and it was a quick illness. That took him down. Can anyone understand this information? Okay, I'm never good. A little bit older. I'm never good with age of the living, let alone those that have passed. But you can understand everything else. Okay, you'd understand. This gentleman, I want to say, could be a laugh and a joke, but there was something about him that was a bit detached. Would you understand that? Okay, so it's almost like, yeah, you can come to me, you can talk about things to me, but I won't necessarily tell you things about myself. I won't tell you what I'm feeling. Yeah. Would you understand that? But he had a way with him, didn't he? It's like when he was in a room, people would go and talk to him because they respected him. You'd understand that. And he loved life. He absolutely loved life, which is why this did feel cruel when he went, you know. And I think that, you know, there's still people reeling over this as well at this time. You'd understand that. I know the last 5 years have been difficult, in particular, you know, 5 years. I know that's quite key. So I know that it's like, it feels like with what he's given, because his body just went, didn't it? It's like gone. You know, it's just gone. And I've got headaches beforehand. You'd understand that because he's given me headaches before and I'm gone. But do you know what? He was never a guy to feel sorry for himself. He'd get on with things and say, that's what the cards I was dealt with, that's what I'm dealing with. And he's like that now. You know, it's like, well, that's the cards I was dealt with, so I've got to go on with it, haven't I? But he is, do you know what? He was a very curious guy, wasn't he? He was very into things. Anything mechanical, engineering or anything like that, it's like, I want to know what's going on. Because he's showing me himself and he's actually looking into vehicles, you know, into the bonnet. You understand this, don't you? He's got the bonnet up and it's like, yeah, I'm still doing it. I'm tinkering, I'm trying to understand this. And he would pull things apart but never quite put them back again properly. You'd understand that. And he's doing it even now, you know. He has got this love of anything like that, you know. So even up there, it's like, yeah, I'm looking at these things, you know. I'm doing this and I'm learning. He loves learning. He did when he was here, and he loves learning. Yeah, I would have said he would have had quite an interesting life, actually. Not yet. He had a story within him. to tell, you know. And had he have got that out there, that would have been fantastic. It would have been, because I think he would have been able to have helped other people in that as well. He loved people. He loved caring. It's almost like he saw it as part of his role to make people laugh. Does that make sense? That was part of what he should do. He's out there to make people laugh, and he's doing that up there as well. But he's tinkering things. I do feel as though he's been abroad. I feel as though he loved all of that, and I do feel as though he's shown me all the different countries. But now he's going back, and the ones that he loved, and they're not just like Tenerife or Spain. It's like India, Egypt, all of these places, and he's loving that. I feel in his own way, when he was here, he was a bit like a healer. You'd understand that with his energy. It's just so beautiful to be with, but he's still like that now. So now he comes and he says, you also are very like him in that respect. You give so much of yourself to other people, and you're doing that a lot at the moment. You're keeping people going, you're standing strong for other people, you're there for them, and he just is in absolute awe of how you're keeping going. I know the next 3 months for you is quite crucial, because there's decisions to be made, and I know they're not the easiest of decisions. You'd understand this, okay? But he's saying, do you know what? Oh, sorry. I always make people cry. I'm so sorry. But he's saying it. He's letting you know he's by your side. He's by your side. He always was, and he always will be. Did he like playing chess? Why would he show me chess? Hold on to it, because it may come back to you. I could have it wrong, but all of a sudden it's just showing me chess set. Okay? But I know his love was really, really strong. I know it's like, but find your balance, get everything that you want done in life, but also enjoy it. And actually he'd got to that stage. I do feel he's showing me you taking more on as far as work is concerned, and studying. You'd understand that, because he's showing opening books, and it's about time. So he's really pleased about that, he's really pleased about that. He feels so that you are not, at the moment, it's like you're not living your life the best way you can. You'd understand that. There's moving going on. You'd understand that as well. There's moving going on as well. So I know how difficult this is for you right now. All right, my love? And he knows that. But he's not on his own there. You've got other people up there as well, that is there supporting you and rooting for you. I know that there is a situation where you feel as though you want to say no, but you're struggling, and you're kind of leading in that way, but you know how exhausted it's going to make you feel. And it's very much a case of, don't do that to yourself. Don't do that to yourself, He used to have this lovely way of saying no. Remember that, and you'll find the way that you can do it, But you think of him a lot. You were thinking of him last night. You were thinking of him around about 10:30, 11 o'clock last night, and you spoke to him. And you asked him, if you come today, would he come forward? But I know it was between half 10 and 11 o'clock yesterday evening. Okay, I know that. There's a letter. It's between you and him. Would you understand that? Yeah. Okay. He's letting you know he knows he's got it. Okay. That is really important. That's really, really important. I know for you, March next year is going to be a big time, because that's when all the stuff that you're planning now, it's going to be going. So I know for you, March is a big one. So I know it's like he's saying, yeah, I'm there, I'm watching you, I'm there, okay? And I'm with you. And he's just reminding you of the strength that you have, and not let other people drain your energy, okay? He's a wonderful man. He's a really wonderful man. And, that saying, when a number's up, I really feel as though he got cheated a bit, But he's living a life up there, and he's still into everything that he's doing. And I'm leaving his love with you. I'll just take another drink. Okay. Whew. Okay. I've got a gentleman that comes in. Now he is, I want to say he's in his 60s, which as far as I'm concerned is not old because I'm in my 60s, so I want to say he's around his 60s. Sorry?
Quite right.
You know, so I want to say he was in his 60s, but as I said, I'm never good with the ages, but I just feel the energy around that's the 60s. I feel as though this gentleman was a little bit difficult, was quite detached on an emotional level with people. I feel as though his health did decline. I feel as though he liked to have a drink, possibly too much, because I feel as though that played a part in his health. Does anyone understand this information? Possibly?
Yes, possible.
Okay.
And
Oh my goodness, right, let me just get...
you have a choice, a selection.
Yes.
Gentleman in blue.
Do you know, the biggest fear of a medium is somebody take your message, you know? When they've got hands up, like, oh my God. Right, okay, so let me just get some more information. I feel as though when you were around him, you were treading on eggshells at times.
Yes.
Yes? Anyone else? Okay. Right, okay. Anyone else? Right, so now we've got it down to you were treading on eggshells, and I know also that he just used to go off and do his own thing, and he never used to talk to anybody about what he was doing. Would you understand that?
Yes.
Would you? Right, I've got a double link, so I'm going to come to you in a moment. I'm going to come to you, my love, all right? Okay. I feel as though, even though you could hold your own, this is one of the most difficult things you could do, was to deal with this, because he was just so difficult to work with. You knew he was predictable, but you didn't quite know what that predictability would bring. You would understand that. Okay, the word sorry never entered in his mouth. It was like, I'll do this my way, and I'm not getting, nobody will tell me what to do. Okay, so there was an arrogance about him, but that wasn't just when he had a drink, it was also when he didn't have a drink. So, but to people out, would you understand, to people outside, he looked as though he could charm the birds off the trees?
Yes.
Okay, because everybody thought, what a lovely person, but inside, it was in-house, it was quite different, Okay, so I know that with him, this is... Do you know, I mean, he makes excuses, like he didn't have it easy and all of this when he goes, but I do feel as though they're excuses. He was just wanting to live his life the way he wanted to. He realises, though, that this was wrong. Okay, I'm not saying there's a sorry there, but I am saying there's a reflection. I'm saying there's a reflection on this. Okay, so when they reflect on this, they realise what the behaviour was like. You put up with more than people realised, is what he's telling me. Okay, but you kept yourself strong. And actually, the one thing he does envy, and really does envy, is the fact that you have an inner strength that he never had. Okay, and you could deal with things that he actually couldn't deal with, because if there was any emotions, he's out the door. He's gone. So I know that he wants you to know he's very aware of of that, and it's difficult because he doesn't. I'm feeling him, and I'm feeling that he wants to go, I'm sorry, but it's like I'm pulling back. But I do know there's reflections there. Okay, I know now, and he's saying you were always right. Yes, he can say that up there now, right? But you were always right, and he would never ever listen. And that got him in more trouble than it's worth. And I know on a financial level as well, he was a nightmare. So there was all that going on as well. But he's learning about himself. He's learning about his behaviour. Okay, I'm not going to say he's all gone tactile and lovey-dovey, because he's just not. But he is becoming very, very aware of what he was like. He is becoming aware of how strong you had to be because of him. Okay. Now I know that he does take me. He takes me to your stomach area. So I feel sometimes you'd understand this. He's taking me to your stomach area because I know that you have problems in this area, and in particular this side, because I can feel the ache and the uncomfortableness there. Okay. So he's very aware of that. He's going to try and return what he didn't do when he was here. He's going to try and look after you the best way that he can. All right. So, but he's still learning. In time he may come through with a little bit more, but not at the moment. Okay. But he is looking out for you. Okay. He is looking out for you. He is learning, and I think that's the biggest thing, isn't it, Laurie? When somebody is learning up there. All right. But I know that he's very aware of this. I know that he wants you to look after yourself as far as that is concerned. I feel as though you are, you know, but he's doing his bit. He's going to try and look after you the best way that he can from there, okay? Give you something back to what you gave him, because you did, and he just rejected all the time. And he is sorry for that. I can feel in that reflection. It's not saying the word, but I can feel it. All right? I can feel that. So, you know, I do feel as though he had an admiration for you, a love for you in his own way, but I don't think he was capable of loving himself, let alone loving anybody else. He's realising that now. So he's got a lot to go through yet, but he's getting there, okay? But I do know he respects and he admires and he actually envies the strength that you have, and you need to hold on to that. Okay, and I'm leaving that with you. Okay, sir, I'm coming to you. Oh, do you know what? I'm exhausted. So very similar, but I feel as though you could hold your own with this gentleman, you know, and actually you handled it really well, because even though it used to get a little bit fiery at times, you dealt with it and you kept yourself strong. You'd understand that. Okay, and I think that used to frustrate him, because it's like, no, he wasn't getting the better of you, and he did like to get the better. And it was really the drink that got him. Would you understand that? It was really the drink that got him, because when he wasn't drinking, he was actually a nicer person. Would you understand that? Okay, so I know that, but I feel with him. That he's, you know, he's looking at how your life is going, and I feel as though with what he's given me is you're moving forward now, and you're getting on with it. I think sometimes what I'm getting from him, he stayed stuck sometimes in his life, if that makes sense, with living in the past, living in and oh, woe is me, and all of this. Whereas you're not. You're moving forward, and he sees that you are moving forward, and he sees that you're going into a world now that, you know, or a life now that actually you're quite happy with. You're still sorting stuff out, but you've got, you know, you've got your strength, you've got everything that keeps you going, and you have moved forward. You'd understand that. I know there's been, again, this, because we all make decisions, I know, but again, over the last 18 months, I feel as though you've had to change things, you know, and things like that for your sake, for you to be able to be happier than you were. But I know that you're coming through the other side of that, and I know that you're coming out the other side of that, and actually you don't need to look behind anymore. You can look forward, because this is about you now, you know. And, you know, for all his faults and all of this when he was here, this is something that he's pleased to see. This is something that he's pleased to see. He's learning up there, you know. There was life in him, and there still is. But he hasn't got the troubles and the woes up there that he had when he was down here. And his way of dealing with things, you'd understand that as well, okay? But you deal with things a lot better, and he's pleased to see how you've dealt with things over the last 18 months, you know? He couldn't have been quite so logical in many of the situations, and he knows that. And he could flare a bit, and then he'd come back down, but then he'd try and carry on as normal. You know, for all of that, I know that he is sorry. He is sorry, okay? And he is saying that. He is saying that. But there is a bond between you, even if it was sometimes strained. There is a bond between you, and he does look out for you. And I just feel that it's kind of like you're more relaxed now than you've been in a long time, you know? Even though you've still got decisions to make. That's interesting. You are more your own person now than you've ever been, and you have got new ventures coming in, and I know that for him, he wants to watch these go for you. But now it's about you, it's about your life, and about what you want, and because it's been too long about other people, okay? And well done, well done. You know, there is a bond there is a love there.
I appreciate it.
You know, he's just very. He's aware of how he behaved. You know? I know, and you know he is learning, and there is a sorry, because there were times when he should have listened to you, and he's given me 3 occasions in particular that were quite serious, and he didn't, you know, and he realises now that he should have done, you know, but he sees that actually yes. You know what he was like, but you're not holding on to it as such. You're moving away from that, and this is what the big change is. You've moved away from that. You've let it go because, those words, you've let it go because you're in a new life now with a lot more going for you. And actually, even though he wouldn't have said that when he was here, he's saying it now. He's really pleased for you, okay? And I'm leaving his love with you, okay?
Wonderful.
Is that it?
Yeah.
That's it. Right.
Thank you, Angie. Few notices for the week. On Wednesday evening at 7 p.m, we have our meditation circle. Wonderful opportunity to come within the confines of the church and sit for meditation. It's not to work or to practice working with the other world. It's for you. It's your time to just detach, switch off, and especially just before the Christmas period, very valuable time. On Friday at 11 a.m, we have our bereavement group. That is brought forward by a week, obviously, due to the Christmas programme. So that's this Friday at 11 o'clock. Got that, Ted?
Yes,
Wonderful.
in the diary.
In your diary, is it? Well, there we go. Good. Next Sunday at 11 a.m, we welcome back Jamie Williamson to our platform. And then on Monday the 23rd, we will have a healing evening. So if you wish to receive spiritual healing from our spiritual healers, if you're here for 7:15, healers, if you're able to make it, I understand, being the week of Christmas, pressures. If you're here, you're here. If you're not, you're not. It really is that easy. So look forward to seeing you. The Christmas programme. Thank you for all the volunteers that are stepping forward. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We still could do with a couple for Monday the 23rd, please, just on the setting up. That's getting ready for our Christmas Day luncheon. But we have a service on Christmas Eve. Yeah, it's my favourite one of the year. I always say this every year, and I don't care. You know, it's 5 o'clock at night, the shops are shut. If you ain't got it, you ain't going to get it, so stop worrying about it. It's as simple as that. All right? But it's 5 o'clock, lasts about an hour, great deal of fun. Lots of kids coming this year as well, which is wonderful. So that's Christmas Eve, which is the 24th of December for anybody out there who's missed it.
We didn't know that.
Just in case, you don't know this day and age. And then Christmas Day, thank you again, all you wonderful people, both here physically in the church and our wonderful people online as well. You've contributed and bought the complete Christmas lunch for those people who are on their own or are struggling at this time. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Amazing effort, absolutely amazing effort. So if you do know anybody, or indeed if it's yourself, if you're going to, don't be on your own on Christmas Day, seriously. All right, you don't get a badge or a medal for it. It is one of the worst days to sit there on your own. Come down. You know, it's free. You can mix with company or sit on your own. Do what you like. I don't care. It's warm and welcoming, isn't it? It will be a dry event because we do have some people who are struggling with issues in their lives, so there'll be no alcohol until 3:30. And then the gates will open. But that's Christmas Day. Saturday the 28th, we've got an evening of mediumship, myself and Mark Stone. And then on New Year's Eve, we have 2 gong bars, courtesy of Scania, one at 4 o'clock, one at 6 o'clock. Then we're going to have a short pause before reopening on Monday the 6th of January for our healing evening. And then on Wednesday the 8th, we're starting up a 6 weeks beginners introductory course circle. So you will be covering some topics of psychic work and some topics of mediumistic work. Really good opportunity for those people who are just interested. That will start on Wednesday the 8th at 7 o'clock. That will be a cost of £30, but that's for all 6 sessions. All right, and that's run by Amanda and Lisa. After that, there will be a separate course of 6 weeks, which I'll be running, and that will be purely on psychic work as well. So lots coming up, few changes for the new year, but we need to evolve. Pauline stood there, lurking. What are you lurking for, dear? Come up here and tell us. Come along. This is Pauline, who does so much for the church, seriously. All you people online, this is lovely Pauline who puts comments on.
Yes.
What do you want?
Right. One of our volunteers, it was his birthday last week, and we would like to thank him and wish him a belated birthday. Todd, would you like to join us, please?
along, come along.
Todd volunteers every week to help with the online. So thank you very much, Todd.
So
It
all
looks
you lovely
after you.
people watching online, this is the man that keeps moving the camera about. So there you go.
And can I say as well, next week, you haven't missed anything.
If I-
This week even.
Oh, it's next Wednesday.
Oh, it's next
Yes.
Wednesday.
I will tell you Daddy
Oh.
can't type properly.
Sorry.
Thank you. Wasn't that bad? Didn't die, did you?
No, I didn't die.
Also, I'd just like to mention, Angie has copies of the books for sale after the service there. We will be drawing the raffle today, which was very generously donated by somebody. So thank you to that person who wishes to rename Anonymous. So thank you, thank you, thank you. There will be tea, coffee and mulled wine, mince pies, cake. Cake, courtesy of the lovely Jan. Jan is a marvellous baker. She's amazing. But before we proceed with all this, my darling, would you like to... Thank you.
Okay, so if everyone once again can close their eyes as we say, Dear Lord, we give thanks for the wonderful guidance, reunions and communication and messages that has been given here today as the two worlds combine, bringing great comfort to all and reminding us that our bonds with our loved ones are as strong now as they've always been. We also thank you, Lord, for guiding us on life's path, for showing us the way and shining a light down as we walk our path, helping us through our toughest times. We also take a moment to send out healing and loving thoughts, prayers and wishes to all those in need at this time, and may our prayers give them strength and courage that they need right now as they face these challenges. Amen.
Amen.
And can I just say, everybody, you know, Laurie he does so much all year round for this church and for everybody else. Get back up here. Up here. I just want everyone to put their hands together, because if it wasn't for Laurie, we would not have what we've got here today. And his team, and all of his team.
Exactly.
All
yeah.
of them.
And it's you people that have enabled this. When we started changing things, people said, oh, people won't like that. And I said, well, there's no come down, it's an empty church, we'll change again. Thankfully, what do we see? One of the best attended churches on the south coast. Seriously. But it's not about numbers, it's about the love.
It's about the love.
It's about the community, it's about the presence and the being together. So you've done that. Thank you.
Merry Christmas, everyone. And all those online.
No, stop doing it.
Oh, gotcha.
Thank you. Yes.